So a bicycle is a great way for an artist to travel. That you can carry all your stuff in the panniers and in the basket, and you can explore the different landscape. So there's lots of scenes I've seen cycling up this hill, but I have got an electric bike, so you don't have to worry about me having too much exercise. So there's another scene here that I thought would be quite good. But I shall zoom in. But there's another similar scene there. But wherever you look, there's lots of scenes. So I've just cycled up this hill and I've been looking at shapes and well, things off in the distance and anything that I think, you know, I could possibly put in this painting. That you know, the scene in front of me is okay, but maybe, you know, there's more I can add to it. So I quite like this field with this sort of orange on it. That it's just a colour, and I like this blue rope, maybe because of the orange and the blue. That's quite nice as a little lead in, maybe. And maybe that little post there. So I am moving things about quite a bit to where they actually are in the scene. But you know, there's a tree off in the distance, but I shall move it over here. And then we've got this lovely distant view of all that going off in there. And I know not to try and paint every field, because that would be a disaster if I tried that. And there's rooftops off in the distance that you know, a chance to add some sparkle. So I think we'll just paint it and see what we can come up with. So I've done a light sketch, and I'm going to try and keep it simple. But, lovely bit of orange there, get that in nice and strong. But we've got quite a bit of sunshine, so I don't have to worry about getting the paper too wet, because I know I will be able to dry it if I just pop it in the sun. So the sky needs to be light in tone, but I just wanted some of that warmth on there. So I think I'll go for a fairly clear sky. Maybe we'll just throw a couple of clouds in the sky. Maybe there are some kind of wispy clouds today. But same as I do in the studio, you've got to just put them in and then leave them. You know, if they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. So that'll do. I shall just mop up that a little bit, because I don't want it to run too much. So it's keep it towards blue off in the distance. So there's my distant landmass off there. Try and remember to paint around those little rooftops I can see off in the distance. Maybe a few more, a little bit of sparkle. And I can see lots of detail off in the distance, but it will be better just to keep it simple. Field there, so that's my one field and two fields. Plenty, maybe three, one off there. So plenty of white sparkle, because the sun is shining and it's creating sparkle off in the distance. So as we get a little bit nearer, I can start to increase the strength of the paint. So I'm desperately holding my palette down, because I don't want the sun to be on it, because it will just dry the paint. So I've got this, I'll show you in a moment. I'm just waiting for a stage to perhaps let the paper dry, and I'll talk you through what my easel looks like. I think this is my lightest weight setup that I'm on my push bike today, so I don't want anything too heavy. So I'm just looking at what's out there and just sort of reacting to the colours I see. So we can maybe just suggest some of these trees off in the distance. The paper's still wet enough. Suggest some hedgerows. Just connect it all up. Usual stuff. We're just doing it outdoors. And maybe a slightly stronger blue, as it's gone a bit weak across there. Try to bring it up too high. So a little bit warmer as we come around here, so I shall just paint around those farm buildings. And just leave the rooftop, but it's all got to have connection, so I should paint that up into there, across there. It's a little bit orange, that is, so let's desaturate that with some stuff. Just splattered some paint up there, so they'll become birds probably, or I'll put a tree over there. So back to a bigger brush. This field, which is closer, so warmer. But, maybe a bit of sparkle across there. Mix on the palette, or mix on the paper should I say. We're going to need some green. I've only got hands of yellow with me. I didn't bring any lemon yellow or cadmium yellow, so it's difficult to make a proper green, but actually, that might work well. So let's mess it up a little bit in here. So just some water. This is the Skoda sword brush. Connect that up to there. It's not really, there's so much detail in the foreground here with all this grass and long grass and so on, but I don't want to paint all that, so let's just throw some water on it, let it paint itself. So before it dries, I can get some darker trees in. So there is a row of trees across here, so that's a nice dark against the light there. Maybe there's a few off in the distance. So the paper's still just damp enough at the moment. So there's smaller trees as they get further away. Really small off in the distance there. Make less of those. Quite a nice dark tree there. Let's pull that right up into the sky. A chance to put light against dark with rooftop. Let's put some preparation for this tree over here. So, although there's a lot of green in the scene, I'm going for maybe the look of when it's all scorched. We're at the end of the summer, as we say, in this scene. maybe more interesting. So, there's a row of trees across here. I probably need to put a bit of a wash on these rooftops, but try and keep that light. Maybe we'll go blue on that one. Just a light wash on there. Maybe we'll keep that one white. And that one there, maybe to help describe that it's got a round, a curved roof. Go dark at the base. And then we've got light on the top there. Maybe a dark underneath there. Same in there. The side of that building can be dark, connects up to that tree. Maybe suggest the barn there. Connection. That tree can come up over here. Connect all that up. I'll let the eye to travel through, so I don't want to put a solid line across there. That's okay. Maybe just we'll perhaps have another tool. There is actually a lamppost beside me here, so it's got something growing up the side of it, so we'll take inspiration from that, and that can be there. So with these plein air paintings, you know, it's I'm not after a masterpiece, just sort of reacting to what's here. I was going to try and put in that water tower somewhere. I'll have a go in a minute. There's some branches. Throw a bit of water on that while it's all still wet and mess it up a little bit. And water on there as well. It's still just about damp down here. Take that off the page, it's fine. Make it a bigger tree there. Something there. So we're kind of creating a H composition. That's okay. And so I liked the idea of my blue fence. So that's obviously the electric fence, so paint straight from the tube. So it kind of comes through there. And to that post. A bit of water, just let that dissolve in there. And maybe just a few suggestions of something around it here, the hedge maybe. So obviously this is going to act as a bit of a lead in to take us into the painting. So what have I got on there? A couple of spots. So lovely birds there. Yeah, so that tower, I'd like to get that in. Should have put it in earlier, but maybe we'll just have it off in the distance here. So they are quite tall. They do kind of, quite visible from a long way away. So just try and get the shape of it. It's got a bit of a point on the top. Not to make it too big because obviously it's off in the distance there. So I think we'll leave it at that as a little sketch. Give my palette a quick spray because they've dried so quickly. So let's zoom out and let's talk you through my setup. So essential bit of kit I found is an umbrella, which on my bicycle I can't really carry too much stuff. So I made this. It's just got a little groove on there that just sits on there, and as you can see it gives enough shade if I'm painting into the sun just to cover the painting there. Obviously I've got a little tub with some water. I should have washed my brushes off before I tip that away. Some brushes, pencil and a water spray. So these, I'm not sure where you buy these from, but it's just a collapsible water container. That's quite useful. So I tend to pre-tape the paper down onto some panels. That's just MDF panel. So it's ready to go. And I have got some more paper if I need to do any more painting. Obviously a water bottle, some masking tape, and that all lives in that bag there, which I can fit in the front of my basket. I know a basket's not very cool, but who cares? This is the painting. So it came out quite well, so I'll take the tape off when I get home. So it's kind of what I envisioned, distant blue hill there, some farm buildings, a little bit of light. I've improvised with what's around me to add the trees at either side, and I quite like the blue lead in there. That perhaps at the studio I can use a little bit of white gouache with some of that blue, maybe to try and get a fluorescent blue, which would be quite nice, which would work. So yeah, obviously some spare paper, because if I mess it up, I might need to go again. But I found this is the lightest weight setup. It's just a tripod and bits of wood basically. That a lot of this I've made myself. It's just got a little bit of wood on there that fits into the carrier there. But I actually will leave that on the easel to put it in my bike. But I found over the years you want to try and get as lightweight as possible, but it needs to be sturdy. I find these just normal camera tripods great because they are lightweight. You could go further and get carbon fibre ones. These are just cheap ones I've picked up from second-hand stores and so on. That's loads about. But I suppose people have upgraded to the carbon fibre ones. So yeah, nice and lightweight. So actually I'll leave that on, and I'll just put it in my my pannier, like so. So get out there, get your kit out and go outdoors and paint. See you on the next video.